feel the sap flow. Lean your head back while the roots grow. Everything around is life, and life is love. Breathe in, breathe out your love. Come away with me. Come away with me. Come away with me. Come away with me. I've been told that nothing lasts forever. In other dimensions, they all know better. Come away with me. Come away with me. I'll spin this veil to go. Bind it with hands that can be cold. Oh, you know it's burning high. One with the universe more often than not. Sending my joy with a handful of flowers. This euphoria and all of my powers. Come away with me. Come away with me. I'll take what I have spun to go. Use it to weave dreams they hold. Love for the world and moments of bliss. Because you deserve to get all of it. Come away with me. Come away with me. Come away with me. Come away. When I'm sick of pulling the junk from the drain, and I'm tired of scrubbing all these pots and pans, I just think of the things you do for me. I just think of the things you do for me. When I'm spent from digging all of the weeds, but as hard as rock they've grown like trees. Ooh, the things you do for me. I just think of the things you do for me.
everybody? How are you? I'm so happy to see everyone. I had to wait so that my doggo could have my boyfriend babysit him. And here we are, in the middle of the night at 6 o'clock p.m. And I'm super excited for my very first ASMR stream. I have probably a lot of stuff I'm gonna be dealing with and learning about, but here we are. I got a bunch of sounds that I love to make. We have a bumpy gourd, which I can do this with. And also a crinkly piece of paper. I don't hear exactly what you hear, so hopefully it's balanced. I have quite a complicated sound setup right now, but this is the microphone that I use to record when I make my curated content. How's everybody doing? I hope that you all had good days and you're ready to be nice and cozy and just relax. I'm probably gonna do a lot of humming, a little bit of reading. As we go along, I'll get more and more chill. Right now, I'm still kinda nervous. I was before stream feeling like I was in a movie where you stand on top of a diving board and then like it zooms in and out and it's like intensely dramatic and you're like, you can do it, just jump. And then I pressed go live and here I am. And seeing everybody was just exactly what I needed. I think that I forgot to turn on the ghostly hugs. Let me do that right now. Ghostly hugs for everyone. I see a weird thing when they redeem. I'm practicing with the shared chat, and it looks different than regular Twitch chat, so I didn't realize that the hugs weren't redeeming. You need your hugs. Ghosts need hugs too. Thank you for the hydrate, Heavy. Delicious. You're gonna hear me setting down my drink and everything. I feel absolutely exposed right now. Okay, so let me get the channel point redeems open. Hello, Sir Cree, how are you? Happy Tuesday. I finished polishing the level Run for Your Life. I just made a short where I was chasing people. Thank you so much, Nunu. I was so excited to see you. I was like, oh my gosh, let's go. We can do anything. Okay, first thing I gotta do is give you some hugs. You should be able to get them now. Normally, when I make ASMR, I get really, really relaxed, and I usually do it in the morning. And when I edit it, which is usually before lunch, I get sleepy. So hopefully, I don't fall asleep. Had to mute. I had to mute to move the microphone because it squeaks like a pirate ship. Alarms are always so scary. Is my mute working? Let me just... Okay, because there's certain things like moving the microphone or comfy. Hello. How are you? Thank you so much for subbing for the... Oh my gosh, for all the support you've given me over so many months. 21 months. It doesn't say it here on the combined chat window. I had to check. 21 months. Let's go. I hope you've been really well. I hope you're feeling comfy. I hope that everything worked out perfectly that was going on in your life. No worries at all. Do you like your job? Yay! Charlie Chalk got a new job too, and also likes it much better. Oh, I didn't catch the mute. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 checks when it's muted. Did it work? I feel like if it didn't, everyone would be like, oh my gosh, you need to oil your microphone stand. Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Edo. I have stuff to read. I have a mildly hoarse throat. I've been working all day, so I was keeping busy because I really wanted to do this, but I was also really nervous. And I almost didn't. But here I am, and I feel so grateful and so happy to be here and so glad to break the seal and just get it going. What's everybody's favorite ASMR noises? I have listened to, I'd say 2 ASMR streamers quite a bit, but sporadically. And then I've kind of popped around on YouTube to watch a lot of ASMR shorts. I don't know a lot about favorite triggers or popular triggers. I really like the sound of the net that holds onions. This is like my favorite. It's nice and loud too, so I have to not do it so loudly. It's got a little bit of onion paper in it, and then it's like one of those red nut bags for cooking onions. It's just so satisfying. This is the mic that I use for ASMR. It's a 3DO, 2 ears, but kind of a little bit in both, because it's supposed to be just like if somebody is moving around your head. I don't do the wizardry with it yet, because I don't really know, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with. So I can do like onions around your head. Everyone's favorite ASMR. Onions all around your head. Oh wow, you're like a planet and they're like circling. Thank you for the head pat. They're circling you just like they're a satellite. You're the most popular person in the entire world because you have onion planets. I like it when people eat fall leaves, like bite them. I don't know, I didn't ever think of that one. Maybe I'll give it a try. Hello, Aquamirai, how are you? Happy, 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 happy Tuesday. What happened to my voice? Well, I'm just talking a little quieter because I'm experimenting with an ASMR microphone, which comes through 2 sides at once slightly, but more on one side than the other. I don't really know the finesse of it yet, but I'm learning. Hello, Cyberstrans, how are you? Happy, happy Tuesday. Thank you so much, Comfy. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to hear it because I like the way it sounds too. I use this one to record my curated ASMR, but I do know that it's different than the Shure that I usually use. I'm really well. I'm doing my very first ASMR live stream, no editing. Normally I edit all the thunks and clunks and gurgles and sneezes, but here we are. Anything could happen. This is a mushy moment. Mushroom plushie. Thank you again so much for the mushy, Comfy. This is the very first of many. I find them really relaxing to do, and as I learn more and more about things that I can play around with, I feel like I'll be a wizard of sound before too long. Thank you so much. I based it off of a sim background in like my dream room. I would love to have an octopus stained glass window someday. Like that I draw onto a window, but what I need is a round window. Like a hobbit. I got all my to-do list done from the last stream because I wrote it down on paper and then I didn't let myself put it out of sight. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me, like, so much. I have a lot of things I want to talk about. One of them is I've been watching a lot of ghost videos lately, like Nuke's Top 5, and there's a lot of footage that comes from like cameras that capture ghosts, they say, but I think that they're scary berries. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I do. I have most of Instagram is art, and then I do my writing stuff on Blue Sky and just everything and its brother on Twitter. So that's how I've separated the social medias. They're growing slow and steady, but I don't invest a lot of time in them. I just try and make sure I post at least once a week. I don't know if the Insta link, I think it's on my about page, but I never, maybe, let me just, shows, might be on there somewhere. Nope. Nope, it's not. It's got everything else but Instagram. I'm gonna add that to my notes. Oops. Insta to social command. Anyway, the thing with the fairies is like my absolute passion right now, because the things that they're seeing, they're like, it looks like it's not human. What is it? And I'm like, it's obviously a dark fairy. No questions. This is the kind of thing our ancestors warned us about, and they're getting caught on camera. It's really fascinating. Oh, and also, on Thursday, I'll be doing a regular gaming stream. But I'm gonna aim for 2 ASMR streams a week, because I'm on Operation Regulate Your Nervous System. It's become a top priority in my life. Thank you so much for the follow, Real. Thank you. Yep, when I do ASMR, I get really nice and cozy and sleepy. When I play games, sometimes I get like happy, obviously, but wound up. So I feel like this is gonna be a great way for me to do 3 streams a week. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Sheesh. I will thank you for adding that to the socials. Now I can check that off my list. 60 gifted, Comfy. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. Okay, let me cross that off. That's all done. Don't have to do that tomorrow because tomorrow I'm gonna be trying to learn how to do vertical streaming for YouTube. Oh my gosh, thank you for letting me help you relax and sleep. It's an honor. Oh no. Let me get rid of this quiz thing. We cannot do this. I have to get rid of that on the extensions. It's got like a really loud music in it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I got rid of every single loud thing, but I forgot about that one. Extensions, where are you? I wish that I had profiles. I wonder if there's a browser that lets you. Probably not. It's kind of super embedded into Twitch. My extensions. Turn this one off for now. Please don't just start up. Okay, deactivated. That's a loud guy. It cannot be activated right now. At least not until I figure out how to make him not so loud. I also have an empty egg carton. It's the paper guide. Well, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I really like the way this egg carton sounds. I'm gonna add it to my pile of stuff I use to make ASMR. I have like the world's messiest desk drawers because of ASMR. I have leaves in them, crinkly receipts, mesh things. Anonymous! Thank you so much for the gifteds! Thank you for the 5 gifteds! Hype Train level 3 on my very first ASMR stream. That's a good feeling because I was worried that everyone would be like, what? I've been learning about not putting things up on pedestals, but I have ASMR up on a pedestal. Well, I did. I wouldn't be doing it right now if it still was on a pedestal. But I've always been like, can I do it? Can I do this thing? But like, anyone can do it and bring their own unique flavor to it. So that's what I do. This is so relaxing. I talk about this all the time, but I really love The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, and I watched it like 3 times already, and I'm on my 4th watch, and it's just so deep. The more I learn about psychology and metaphysical and alchemy and esoteric stuff, the more stuff I notice in that and in the Neverending Story, and I'm just like, I want to write like that so bad. It's amazing to have like layers of meaning. And then the more you watch something, you peel it back like onions. Like an onion bag. Hey, I have another thing I can share with you too. This is kind of random, but if you're chopping onions and they make you cry, if you put water nearer to the onions than your eyes, then you should be safe. Because what's happening is the onions are attacking and it's hitting your eyes. But they really just attack water. It's not about you personally. There's so many things that we can talk about and learn as we're getting cozy and drifting off to sleep. Maybe it takes an hour or 2. You know what? I really didn't think ahead about this stinking ads. I wonder if I should have just had pre-roll on so that no one that's getting sleepy or falling asleep has to deal with them. I wonder if I can do that while I'm live. I guess that's something that I'll add to the notes for the next stream. Look into pre-roll so that the ads don't give innocent ghosties horrible nightmares. Scary, scary ads. No. Thank you so much for the follow. Happy Tuesday. We reached level 3. Oh, there's a chest to open, but it's on the other window, and my mouse won't go over there. Guess what? It's gonna open anyway. What is it? There, finally got the mouse on the other window. I don't know why that's been happening lately. Let's go. Parkour, 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 parkour. Choo choo. Thank you so much for the hype train, everybody. everything's been going. Oops, I dropped something. I don't know if you could hear it, but I hope you could, because it's like fun. It's like being in the same room. I actually cleaned out my desk drawers today, so I don't have as much fun stuff as I had. I think one of the most magical things in the world is when you're falling asleep and you're kind of in a dream and kind of not, and the room becomes part of the dream, but it's a good one. It'd be so interesting if that was a way to accidentally shift dimensions. I had a dream last night that my telephone turned into a bar of chocolate, and I kept referring to it as my telephone, my telephone. Even though I'm normally just like, I can't find my phone, where's my phone? I kept going, my telephone has become a bar of chocolate, and it's melted. And then I tried to like put everything back together inside of it when it was in its melted state. And the worst part is, eventually, like halfway through the dream, it was all back together like a normal phone. It was no longer a chocolate bar, but there was a missing piece that I still had, like a circuit or something, outside of the phone. And I was like, why didn't I just leave it alone when it was melted and let it re-solidify? And I don't know what that really means, but obviously if your phone turned into a bar of chocolate and melted, it wouldn't get back together again. Yes, thank you so much again, Comfy and Anonymous. Thank you for the high pat. I also like noises like this because it reminds me of the part in Alice in Wonderland where those little creatures were sweeping away the path. There are certain precise noises that I really love. Yeah, they're kind of like, I guess they're like footstools or something. And they sweep it away with their tassels. I don't really remember. I watched it when I was really little, but I still remember because it was like all neon colored. It was different than the rest of the movie. I got to watch it again. Yeah, I totally will then. Is there singing in it? I feel like there is. I love musicals. Oh, there's the Painting the Roses Red song, at least. I'm putting myself to sleep, oh my goodness. If nothing else, this is literally so relaxing. But hopefully, it's relaxing to everybody else too. Not just to me, I know I can be a little bit weird. I'm at that stage of sleepy where I keep thinking things and thinking that I'm saying them out loud, or like that we're all psychic and we can understand each other. I know that's not necessarily true, although you never know. One of you ghosties could be a total 100% flawless psychic. CIA PsyOps ghosty, watching us all fall asleep all across the world. sad, covering up in 1,000 blankets, like a cocoon. I do that too. I've been sleeping so much more than I normally do. Not just because I had the long COVID, but also because the room is so nice and cold and the blankets are so warm. Yeah. I don't mind a summer nap either. Like when you are in really hot weather and you just sort of flop down and pass out. But there's nothing like sleeping in the winter. I read something before where someone said all animals and plants have cycles that they respect, but humans are supposed to do the same thing all year round, regardless of seasons. And I was like, that makes sense then. Why we get so cold and grumpy sometimes in the winter. 'Cause we're meant to be chillin'. That's so magical. My mom and my sisters put up their decorations today. When I was really little, my grandmother used to like rub my back as I fell asleep. It was so cozy. She would also read us The Velveteen Rabbit, but I never made it to the end. I don't know if she made it to the end. I'll have to ask my other siblings if anyone ever made it to the end. I just never thought to ask. But I'm glad that I didn't make it to the end, because the middle part got kind of sad. I never even made it that far. You may think yourself lazy or flawed, yet your body is made of almost exactly the same elements as the stars. Your bone composition matches the coral in the seas, and you, my friend, are ruled by the moon and the sun, whether you like it or not. So no, you are not lazy. Nature is simply pulling you to slow, like the life, the floral, and the fauna around you. It is not your moment to rise. It is winter. You are wintering, and you are right on time. That's so magical. Thank you, Charlie. It's little things like that. Like, you are right where you're meant to be. You are right on time. You are in exactly the right place. Things like that are like the happiest thing Someone wrote that on the whiteboard in my office at work. Your job sounds so amazing. Share. I love good news, especially crazy good news. One of your sisters just do a tapping drum roll. It sounds like Lego horses galloping around. One of your sisters just got engaged. Congratulations, Serpent. Congratulations to your sister. That's so fun. Your family just got bigger. Let's go. Sheesh. Oh, I was still drum rolling. Back to sweeping. I'll just sweep all the dust bunnies out from under everyone's bed, because here on the astral plane I have 0 allergies. I love when families grow. It's such a happy thing. Your sister got married earlier this year? Your family got bigger too. That's so fun. It's so cozy how much we're all like Sims. Did you go to the wedding in trance? You're 5 minutes into an ad runs on its own. I hate to do this, everybody, but I did not prepare to have the ads turned off or find out what regular live ASMR artists do. So I'm gonna be AFK while an ad break runs. It's important for me to have the AFKs, but protect your ears in case the sound's not balanced. I know people say that the commercials are loud even on a regular stream, Protect yourselves. I'll be back in just a moment. Sometimes I wish you were a puppet and I could control your strings. You do so much that I adore them. You do other things. I can't live this way, never knowing what I'll get. So I guess what I'm saying is that I really quit. You do this and then suddenly you're that. I can't miss if I tried and then you just knock me flat. I wish that things were different, but you're not. Why would I let you bind into pieces of me rot? Goodbye. I hope it's good somehow. Goodbye. If not, I'm leaving anyhow. The best thing would be to go back in time so we never met. Second best is leaving you and dealing with regret. Part of growing wise is knowing when it's really through. Another part is choosing what's the next best thing to do. Goodbye. I hope it's good somehow. Goodbye. If not, I'm leaving anyhow. Just 'cause it isn't all bad doesn't mean it isn't bad. I'm back. I just realized something. I had my speakers on the whole time, so it was like echoey because the monitor was picking me up. So we just got our first scuff out of the way. And also, I'm missing a filter on this. Let me just pop that on there real quick. Quick, not quack. I had to separate my sound sources, so I forgot about this TSA filter. But these are all the things that are so important. But why? You gotta go through the beginning to get to the good parts. Alright, that sounds so much better on the monitor. Perfect. Sometimes you just have to stand up and everything comes to you. Yeah, absolutely anomalous. Absolutely. You are a valued member of the community, and I love that you asked first. That's very sweet of you. You probably want to lower the ending stream next ad break. Oh, thank you, Idol. Thank you, thank you. Yep. I don't know if I can do anything about the commercials, but I can at least make my music quieter. I could always be a little louder, but I struggle with that. Even when I turn down, turn up the gain and all of that stuff. I probably won't be able to watch Level Run for Your Life until tomorrow, and maybe during my lunch. But I'm very excited to see your progress. I always super admire the way that you have such a nice focus. This is a lumpy gourd. Lumpy, bumpy, witchy, lumpy gourd. I can't really properly scrape it with my nails because it's covered in little bumps. But I like how it's hollow. And I like the weight of it. And I like the variance of it. And also, I'm very scared of a lot of the Skeksis. So, I find gourd scary now. Thank you, Anomalous. Thank you, thank you. Imagine if you worked at a weird castle and your job was like polishing the vegetables, and then you got this weird lumpy bumpy gourd and you were like, I'm not gonna make my quota. I should have provided a picture of it. It's not as loud as I thought it was gonna be. You have to like really squeeze a plushie to make a noise. Oops, that was the plushie's eyes. Washi tape. Did you make the music, Anomalous? Run for it, run for it, run for it. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Washi tape is not really sticky. Only a little. Because it's basically like a very pretty masking tape. Oh. It's nice when it sticks to the bumpy gourd. I don't know how long the bumpy cord will last, but I like it. Thank you for the follow, Iron Claw. Happy Tuesday. Yep. Washi tape on bumpy cord. Until all the stick runs out. I wonder. No. Maybe this. Nope. Okay, I have these little tiny sticky papers. Brushing them against the bumpy cord. That's pretty nice. Thank you so much for hanging out today, Serpent. Congratulations to your sister and your family. I like this one. I like the way the sound kind of flicks off the ends of the bumps. It also feels nice because the paper is springy. It kind of sounds like shuffling tarot cards, but like an ultra small, super gentle deck. So imagine this sound effect is gnomes playing around a card table, shuffling. Thank you, Comfy. Thank you, thank you. I hope that your dinner is ultra delicious. I tried shuffling my tarot cards before when I was trying to make a video. And I kept bumping the microphone. So I'm gonna have to practice so much more to do it live. Because the microphone's like right in front of my arms. And my arms need to be longer. Maybe if I tried doing it in my lap. I have them right with me. This might be amazing or horrible, but that's why we're having an experimental day. Here is my tarot deck box. It's glossy and well worn at the corners. I use it all the time. It's called Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Puamoon Law. She's a watercolor artist that I super admire. Here are the cards. I'm gonna shuffle the entire deck, all 72 cards. hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully I don't knock anything over. I'm doing it in my lap. Hey, that wasn't too bad, except it kinda didn't go very well. It was chunky. It was a chunky shuffle. That was even worse. Oops. They have the potential to be very loud. There are scritchies. That's nice. Oh, the edge of the deck. What does that sound like? Pretty decent. There's just so many things you can do. I will pick up things just randomly throughout the day and hold them to my ear like a seashell and then make them make noise just to see if I like it. And then if I like it enough, I try it with the mic, and then I usually love it. It just sort of like isolates things. Because we're on the second half, like the second ad break, I'm gonna try to see if I can read. But I've gotta make a little room on my desk first. Oh. I took my Daggerheart dice out of here, but that would have been fun too. There's a story in this book called The Highest Strangeness that I super love, but I think it's way too long. There are such interesting, strange ghost stories in here that I've never heard, and also cryptids and monsters and myths and lore. I keep just kind of opening to a page and randomly reading. It's called Fortean Phenomena, and it basically refers to a researcher whose last name was Fort, who didn't discriminate against paranormal information. He just gathered it all. Wow, that's not too long to do a whole level of a game. 2.5 hours? That's really fast if you ask me. Sometimes I'll spend 2.5 hours just drawing on a sketchbook page. page turning noises. I don't know if they're too discreet, but they're so cozy. I will start this story, and if I can't finish it, then I'll keep finishing it over the course of the week. This is about a strange monster sighted at sea. The Trustco was a British cargo steamer. Wow, you can borrow my sweater for sure. It's got, let me scooch upward. It's got a sea monster on it, see? It's a giant squid. It's a kraken. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday night. The Trustco was a British cargo steamer traveling between Philadelphia and Santiago de Cuba in May of 1906. Second Officer Joseph Austin's Gray recounts what they saw 2 days into the trip and 90 miles off Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. His account was printed in the October 1903 issue of Worldwide magazine. Must be so cool to have so many magazines and stuff. Worldwide magazine. Nice anomalous. Okay, this is in the words of the officer himself, which is why I love it. About 10 o'clock I saw, on our port bow, something creating a vast amount of disturbance in the water. The commotion was so great that I judged it to be a school of porpoises, which herd together and play, jumping about the water like great Newfoundland dogs. It is not at all uncommon to see a school of them in these waters, but somehow the approaching scroll seemed different. I watched them closely as they neared the vessel from the southeast. Whatever was approaching the vessel, the water was surging about some large fish, which presently I discovered were not porpoises, but sharks. Now sharks are common enough, but what do you think is more deadly, a sea monster on land or a land monster on sea? That's a really good question, actually. So in some of these accounts, the Loch Ness Monster comes out and walks on the land, and they think that he looks like a camel, but this is like back in the 1930s and 40s. I don't think he's ever attacked anybody, but everyone talks about a sense of dread in this book and the accounts. I feel like a sea monster on land if it had the ability. Although, a lot of monsters from the sea would probably be crushed by their own weight. So maybe a land monster in the sea. Whatever was approaching the vessel, the water was surging about some large fish, which presently I discovered were not porpoises, but sharks. Now, sharks are common enough, but not in a solid mass as was this school I now beheld, traveling at such a great speed. It seemed to me a phenomenal departure from anything I had heretofore observed in regards to these voracious and savage creatures. They were not attracted to the vessel by anything thrown overboard, but steadily held on their way. They seemed to be some maritime express bound for Cape Hatteras, for from the time we sighted them until they disappeared, they kept to their course, as if making all speed. What impelled them to travel at such a rate, I could not imagine, nor could I offer any explanation for their assembly in such a solid mass. Sharks differ in size, and there are several varieties. So far as I could tell, these were the usual bottlenose shark. They were swimming shoulder to shoulder, closely packed together, their dorsal fins cutting the water steadily. Occasionally their snouts appeared. It was a curious spectacle, and while in no way alarmed, I watched them until they were out of sight. In all, as nearly as I could count them as they passed, their number was about 40. Okay, so pause. Bottlenosed sharks? Isn't it bottlenosed dolphins? I know that some things are called dolphins that are not dolphins as we know it. In the 1900s, did they call sharks dolphins or dolphins sharks? Some things kind of get lost in the translation of time, but it's still really fun to read these stories. So what's happening so far is that he's seeing a school of what is either dolphins or sharks traveling all together. He describes them as savage and vicious, so I feel like it must be sharks and not dolphins. Sharks differ in size. Oh, I already read that. I saw no more sharks. The time went by uneventfully. My mind reverted several times to that rushing of sea tigers, and no reason for such swift, steady pursuit of an unchanging course occurred to me. My wonder rather increased than diminished. I guess, Maddie, that it perfectly depends on what kind, because I bet Bigfoots can swim, but I bet a kraken would just be a blob of tired jelly on the land. But then a giant eel might be able to snake out onto the land like a snake. And I'm trying to think of what land animal wouldn't be able to swim. A chupacabra, maybe? I feel like they come from the desert. The passing of sharks had me unusually on alert. About an hour later, I espied a fresh object in the water on our port bow. It was some distance away, the southeast, exactly the direction from which the sharks had appeared. It was floating low, and it looked black. I thought it must be a derelict one of those wandering, drifting hulks, so desolate to see, so dangerous to encounter. I instantly gave orders to the man at the wheel to steer from the derelict. The Tresca was steaming along due south, but now she swung gradually about until she was going exactly southeast. The sea was still calm and smooth. We sped easily on our way, with little said except, "It is a derelict," steer for her. I just realized I should get my book out. The man at the wheel beside me on the bridge thought so too, as we headed for it, wondering how much of a hulk it would prove to be or what we would ascertain of its history. We always steer for derelicts in the hope of possibly rescuing survivors, or some poor bodies may remain that need decent Christian consignment to the sea. It is, besides, an important duty resting upon the masters of all vessels to report to the Hydrographic Office the name of every derelict met with. During the 20 minutes we were steering toward it, I was decidedly puzzled. It seemed to me that this low-lying, dark object was moving toward us, as well as we toward it. I did not look like the look of the hull of the vessel, nor could it be a raft. Neither would move so swiftly toward us. What could it be? The puzzle grew stranger. I stared intently, as every moment brought us nearer. We would soon know, at all events. The powerful engines were driving us onward so rapidly that the solution would now be a matter of a few minutes. And yet the time seemed long. Nearer and nearer we drew, and at last we were but 2 ships' lengths away. With a conviction that grew ever deeper and ever more disquieting, we came to know that this thing could be no derelict. No object the hand of man had fashioned, no object probably the eyes of man had ever even seen. And now I will take a little reading break and leave it on that cute little cliffhanger and hopefully get back to it in a few. But I'm gonna put a marker here so I know where I was. It's funny how reading uses different muscles, I guess. That muscles is the right word. But you pause differently. Voice muscles. I'm always working out my voice muscles. This is an amethyst. I'm just tapping on it. From one edge to the other. An amethyst is a crystal for purification. I don't ever know how accurate the information that people have on Nikola Tesla on YouTube, because there's a lot of AI generated documentaries that are not true. It's your birthstone? Let's go! Your birthstone is purity and purple. That's very cozy. I'd also heard that lavender is a relaxing stone. Like, a lot of people find it soothing to crack the geode in half and look inside. But, about Nikola Tesla. He was saying that crystals are alive in a different way than people are in this documentary. And I would like to fact check that or see what the source is, because I think that way too, that everything has its own life vibration. It's just not the same as us or animals. I forget what mine is. Topaz? That's so cozy. I don't even know what a topaz looks like. Mine is a ruby, because that's July. I've never seen a ruby in real life, only pictures of it. I wonder if they're always red. It seems odd that, I guess red is kind of like the color of a cooked crab. Some living crabs are also red, because a crab is my birth animal. It makes sense because my entire life I've been very kind of hesitant. So they say cancers come at things sideways, like how crabs do. And it's been probably 3.5 years since I've been wanting to do an ASMR live stream. And I've done one ASMR, like 15-minute reading thing during a special event, and then this. And those are the only live ASMRs I've ever dared to do. I don't know what could be more coming at something sideways than taking 3.5 years to do it. Yeah. And then almost not doing it today because I was so scared. Then I wanted to announce that I was gonna do it, but I was too scared that I was gonna back out and be disappointing. So, yeah. But the more I do stuff, the less scary it is, and the more fun I have with it. It'd be fun to just make weird noises. I could do that for hours. But yeah, my favorite thing about streaming is the more that I do it, the more playful we all become with each other. And it's really... It makes me have a lot of good memories. And I like gathering them up. They're like the most important thing in the world. I really need to change my hydration routine. Let me actually write that on the list. Guess what I got today? I walked to the store and I got a gingerbread man cup. And I'm gonna drink tea out of it tomorrow morning. I just wanted to kind of soak it first because the bottom of it is like an unpleasant texture. So, I don't know. I thought it needed scrubbing. River Soul, how are you? Happy Happy Tuesday! How have you been? Footprints on the ceiling. I'm gonna mark that to read later. I don't know why, but it's such a scary premise. This feels so fun and official, putting little bookmarks on everything. Gojira, he's both. Who is Gojira? It sounds really familiar, but mind is blank. Is it from Godzilla universe? Oh, it's actually Godzilla. Okay. Yeah, he would be the most dangerous and yeah. Because he can walk out of the water and go walking around town, but he also literally just runs along the ocean floor. Weird. I don't know how I knew that. Did they call him that? Like, is that his proper name? Or just the name from the original version of the movie? I see. So they changed it to Americanize it. Like, Bridezilla, but it's Godzilla. I should get... Well, I was gonna say I should get my hand cam set up so that I could do like rough paper drawings. It'd be nice noises. But then I'd have to have bright lights in here. And right now I just have a really nice soft lighting. It's so relaxing. So instead, I'll get set up digitally. Okay, so where we were in the story. The man who was coming across what they thought was a derelict ship, which is basically like a floating shipwreck or an empty ship, and it's their responsibility to look for survivors or to report it. But as they got closer, they knew that it was not. Now swiftly, with a terrible uprising, a mighty and horrible head came out of the water, surmounting a tall, powerful neck that had the thickness and strength of a cathedral pillar, yet spindly in proportion to the huge and awful head that it supported. I felt that I must run somewhere, anywhere, to get away, and yet the weird and awful thing there before us held my gaze in its one direction. So I wonder if it had a power, or if it was just like, if I saw something scary, I would not want to look away from it, because I wouldn't want it to like lash out and capture me. I think that's an instinct, to not turn your back on a sea monster. At length, I recovered some measure of my self-possession. "Jump, Leon. Jump down into the wheelhouse," I shouted. "Steer down, and let's get out of this fellow's road." Oh, they're heading right for it. The man obeyed with alacrity, and I, only too gladly, followed him. I don't know if I pronounced alacrity right, but that's how I say it when I'm reading, so let's hope that I'm not spreading misinformation of pronunciation. Exactly, Madden. I think it's an overriding instinct to not be like, okay, I'm just gonna turn around. You didn't see me. Don't jump on my back or anything. There were 7 steps to be descended into the wheelhouse, and I felt like a child afraid of the dark does when it runs upstairs to bed, thinking a bogey is after it in the hallways. I was frightened. There is no use to deny the fact. Once inside the wheelhouse, I flung the door to and locked it, thankful for even this frail barrier. Thankful for the slight protection of the wheelhouse. A mere nothing to such an adversary. There we were, silent both of us. Thank you, Hefe. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the bits. Leon took his place at the wheel. We waited for what was to come next, still with the same sense of awe and huge, overwhelming dread upon us. I'm the sea monster. I'll take you down into the depths. My eyes look so weird right now. The wheelhouse and the chart room adjoin, becoming one compartment with a partition. In front there are 4 windows, commanding a wide range, but unluckily from his position at the wheel, Leon could no longer see the object. It was too near. He stayed at his post, needing no orders, and I stepped into the chart room to his left, where I could obtain a full view of the serpent as it faced us. I could see it steadily and well from the chart room porthole. I looked out and tried to notice every possible thing about it, yet wondering anxiously all the while how we should escape. The man at the wheel, and I with my face close to the porthole, were stricken too dumb with astonishment and fear to say a word to each other at all. We did not say, "What is it? What shall we do if it comes nearer?" Nor did we discuss its appearance and actions. To me, it was sickening and horrifying, and Leon had seen quite enough before he fled from the bridge. Oh, now you're just putting thoughts into Leon's head. He might have wanted to see, but knew his job was really important. Out of the formless horror within me rose a dread which shaped itself into a distinct, dismaying apprehension. What if the thing should attack the steamer? The consequences loomed up, fearfully appalling. The creature, assuredly, was enraged. So enormous was its size, so vast its strength, that even a steamer like the Tresco would be in danger of some kind, perhaps of many kinds. The rail of the ship, it was true, was 20 feet above the water, but the head and neck of the serpent were already elevated to a height of 15 feet. It could easily come aboard. The whole deck, all the upper works, in fact, would be at the mercy of its rage. But far more serious to contemplate was the problem of its mere weight. That alone was a menace to the ship's safety. As I have said, we were going out in ballast very light. Such a weight on one side would inevitably lift the vessel, for the center of gravity was so high that any heavy, ill-placed burden might mean the gravest danger. I love it. I want Grandpa redeems. Let me get that written down. Grandpa redeems. A pipe or cigar. I'd randomize it. Grandpa glasses. And a bushy gray beard. Maybe a bathrobe too. Like a smoking robe. Oops, I just wrote bushy gray smoke. There. Wrote that down. Gonna mark my place. I'll just kind of leave the book until I'm finished reading from the book at all. I'll just hold it. Time for some more tarot practice. harsher noise. Paper. Thank you for getting your hug, Serpent. Paper. It must be a double hug day. This is just moving the paper along my desk mat. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I was watching a documentary, I think it was yesterday, where a woman that lived at a monastery was talking about learning how to see chi. I don't know what kind of monk she was, but she said that if you start by feeling it in your hands, and then you get to the place where you can feel when you've built a charge of it, like say doing Tai Chi exercises, then if you're standing against a plain white wall, you can experiment with the way you hold your eyes, like your vision, and eventually you will be able to blur them just the right way so that you can see what color the chi actually is. And then in some traditional medicines, they use that skill to diagnose people's health. I thought that was really interesting. It's kind of like seeing auras. Maybe it's the same thing, just different descriptions. I don't know enough about either one. But anyway, when I was doing the thing with my hands, I could feel something, ever so slightly. And when I do this with the paper, I feel it too. Maybe it's static. Maybe it's sensations that start with me. Or maybe it's chi. She was saying that chi isn't everything, and a lot of people, after they begin to unlock it, find it easy to see the most of it in trees because they have a lot of it outside their trunks. It's kind of like if you've ever gone to hug a tree and it just feels warmer than the rest of the winter. This sounds kind of like you're unfurling a treasure map. This paper that I've been writing my notes on is kind of thicker, so it makes a nice crinkle if I press it just so in the middle. I just remembered something. This is another one of my very favorite sounds, if I can find it. It's this little plastic rectangle box that my dice came in. It's double trouble hugging Tuesday. Oh, I know what I did with all my stuff. I put it in a pouch. Oh, add in 2 minutes. That's a perfect time to go AFK. When I come back, I am going to play with these nice sounding things, but and also finish the story. Bear with me, because I'm gonna turn down the music on my ending screen. It's gonna be loud for a little second, and then I'll go to the AFK and run the ad. Doesn't mean I wasn't sad. If you just control yourself when you get super mad, but you couldn't and you didn't, so the past is all we had. Goodbye. I hope it's good somehow. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for the follow. Alright, I have a pouch full of fun things. Thank you for the rainbow, Jess Nuno. This is like a cardboard thing. Thank you for the disguise. This is as close as I get to a grandpa so far. This just sounds so nice to be tapped on. Thank you for the octo hat too. I'm so cozy. I'm having the time of my life right now. Thank you for the bunny break. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nothing like plushies and late night streams. This stream is brought to you by my boyfriend who's babysitting my doggos. Hopefully they're sleeping and not too much trouble. I don't dare ever do an ASMR stream when my loud doggo is here, because even with the compressor on, he's so startling. Every time I'm recording the curated stuff, I will protect you. I will protect your ears. Yeah, so this is a little cardboard thing I saved. I like the way it's also nice to scrape against. I could either pat it with my fingers or my fingernails, but something about it is like a sound amplifier. Yeah, I'm like a weird goblin. I've got a pouch of strange artifacts that it would be hard pressed to explain what they're for if someone didn't understand ASMR. This is the dice box, but I shoved a little plastic figurine in it, so I have to get it out. I muted really quickly while I did that because the little flap can be kind of loud when it pops open. Okay, figurine is out. Listen to this. It's fantastic. Picture a tiny horse is trotting around your head. Also, my chair's kind of creaky when I lean backwards on it, so let me do that again. He stopped by your ear for a second. It totally wasn't because I was switching arms. You know what they need to invent? Drones that are also microphones, so they just kind of like silently hover in front of your face and you don't have to contend with the arm. Could you imagine? I had a straw. It's like silicone, and I cut the end of it off so it would just be straight. And now it's really hard to drink out of. Why would that be? Why does it need to have a bend? Anyway, it makes a nice noise. Look it, Bonnie Break likes it. Watch him wiggle his ears. Anti-gravity mic tones. Yeah, exactly. It's so simple. What's a UAP? Unidentified aerial phenomena. I always forget. I always think USO. It kind of sounds like crickets. Don't fall asleep. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Don't fall asleep. You waited all day. Don't fall asleep. Crickets, crickets, crickets. I just really like this. That was a silicone straw and one of those little finger things that you use to brush your dog's teeth. My dogs don't like it, so they won't let me use it. So I use it for ASMR because it came with their toothpaste. Wasn't that nice? I'll repeat all of these, but first, I'm getting to... It's like, yeah, like a little finger dog toothbrush. It just goes over your finger, and then you put it in their mouth and brush their teeth. But my dogs are little, and they're like, no. So I just used my actual fingers to brush their teeth, which basically consists of smearing toothpaste on their teeth and then leaving it, because the little guy does not cooperate. No. One thing you will never hear on my channel is Chalk ASMR. Oh my gosh. Chalk. Chalk is my kryptonite. It dampens my electricity or something. I don't know what it is, but I can't stand the feel of it or the thought of it. How are you? I kept stopping in on your 24-hour stream. It was so cozy. Happy Tuesday, Tamako. Happy Tuesday. Oh, you have like an actual one? Is it the kind that's got like maybe like 1/10 of the bristles of a human toothbrush? Chalk ASMR 1 million. I mean, I could put it there. I know a lot of you are creeping up in numbers though, so we might have to make it 1 billion coin redeem. No, it has more than double? Oh, is it for a big dog? Fear of chalk, it's real. This is a mesh bag that earbuds came in, and I like the way it feels when I scratch it. I have to kind of scratch it hard, so it could be a little difficult to control. Thank you, I'm so excited to see it. Retsuo! Happy Tuesday! How are you? Thank you for Coming to late night stream. Okay, this is a crinkly receipt. This paper is really thin. For a split second made me think of Pop Rocks, but that's quite a bit different. Pop Rocks. I saw somebody on X and they said that they have sweaty feet, so they had a redeem or something, or a thing for their subs to prove it to their chat that their feet were sweaty. They dipped them in Pop Rocks and then they crackled. So that's what I think of when I think of Pop Rocks now, and so do you. You're welcome. Yeah. It was amazingly weird and gross. I don't know why their chat was like, prove it. And then they're like, how can I scientifically prove this? It came into me having a sleepover conversation of weird things I've seen on X. You can eat Pop Rocks then drink soda. It doesn't make your stomach explode. Mentos and Diet Coke, though, haven't tried that. Mentos and Diet Coke is so scary. Wait, is that a thing, Idol? Is that like a common thing? Cause like, I don't even know, I don't even follow this person, it just popped up. Would you just throw up? It might rip your esophagus, honestly. I don't know. But I do know it makes the bottle explode. I've seen that done all the time. Somebody must have tried it, but somebody would maybe lie and say it's fine when it's not, just to scare, to get people into bad situations. I know if you drink a gallon of milk, you'll throw up. I don't know why. It's got something to do with the way milk digests in your stomach. But I don't have troubles with dairy, so sometimes I think it sounds delicious to drink a gallon of milk. But I guess it's impossible. Yeah, that's true. I think chugging it is a prerequisite of throwing it up. You did it? That's crazy. Crinkly receipt wrapper. Yeah, I would be afraid. I only ever drink one at a time, one glass, because I'm worried about it. Oh, was he little? Like a little kid? Poor little kid. But, my grandmother always said that it was good for babies to cry because it made their lungs strong. That was her southern advice. Oh, that's interesting. I've heard of that. I also know there's a lot of cheeses that don't have any or not as much lactose in them, so they're like easier for people to eat. So it's like, it's a spectrum of intolerance to lactose. This is so fun. I have like show and tell of items I like to listen to when I'm making ASMR videos. This was a sample size of lotion, but like the crimped plastic part at the end of it, like I like to just scrape my fingernail along it. Add powdered milk to get more milk per milk. I never had powdered milk before. Does it taste just like regular milk after it's wet? This is Velcro. These are like these rare tiny things that do wire management. But like, I have wires all over my desk. Because I use my wire management for ASMR. It tastes weird, but it's good for cooking. Oh my gosh, that's actually probably such a hack. Cause like, if I have milk, I drink it, or the cat drinks it, or my boyfriend drinks it, because we like it so much. And then when it comes time to have a recipe that has milk in it, no milk. I do sometimes use like a little bit of butter instead. Pretty good at substituting stuff because at home I only could go grocery shopping like every 2 weeks. So I always was out of ingredients for impulsive recipe making. I think I'll do that too. I think that's such a good idea. I don't know why, and I don't know if it's true, but like powdered milk reminds me of like 40s and 50s or something, and that reminded me that I saw this futuristic kitchen from an advertisement in the 40s, I believe it was, and everything was so perfectly laid out. It looked like a 50s kitchen though, like, you know, I don't know if it's called Art Nouveau style, but like everything was kind of like rounded and metal and plain, which is not my favorite look. Like, I do decorate like that for my Sims sometimes, but I was like, that would be so cool if someone made that with like a Hobbit aesthetic, but it was like so organized. Because like next to the counter was these little things you pulled open, and there was rice and flour and oats in them, and then there was like pans that were kind of like in dividers, so you just pulled them out. It was really neat. Oh no. That's so that's so awful. They're like, just guys. After you like call in a favor? That's so Is it to find out a certain thing, or just because you have to now because of the medicine you're on? So you have to do like a monthly check. Powdered butter is a thing? I did not know that. I know the dehydrated potatoes are really nice. They don't taste the same as regular mashed potatoes, but they are really delicious in their own way. So I really like them. I've been eating them from the store here. Because what I do is I heat up water from my tea, and then I use some of the water for the tea and then pour some of it on the potatoes. And then I eat them. They're so good. You had too much powdered potatoes. I think I'm on the track to have too much powdered potatoes, if I'm being honest. They're just so good with like frozen vegetables on the side. Oh, you have 666 illegal channel points. It's synchronicity. That's so lucky. 6s and 9s and 3s are power numbers because they are on the outskirts of vortex math. 3 6s will all add up to 6. I used to love powdered potatoes. Nowadays, I can't eat them anymore. I overdid them as a kid. I just discovered them. Thank you so much for all the warnings. Because I never want to get tired of them. They're so good. Oh, you can get 2 hugs today. Because I didn't turn on the hugs machine when I first arrived. So now everyone can have 2 if they'd like. It's Lucky Double Hug Day, Tuesday. I eat powdered potatoes when I don't want to wait to boil potatoes. Very valid. Me either, Retsuo. I don't have hardly any cookies from Nunu. And I go there like twice as many cookies as I have. It's Hug Tuesday. Double Trouble Hug Tuesday. On Tuesday, buy one, get one free hugs. Okay, back to the crickets for a while. It's kind of like frogs in a pond, and one of them really sounds like a dinosaur. That's this guy. This is just the silicone straw. And this, the doggo toothbrush that no dog will use in my presence. Needs more campfire. Start one in the room. Actually, can I start a campfire in my bedroom? Is that against code? I feel like I could do it. I could have done it last Halloween. I have a purple fire that I can start, but it's not set up right now. I have to gather all the wood and then the chemicals that you pop inside of it to make it purple. What I really want to do with my collectibles is find a way for people to spend them, but alas, I don't think there's a way yet, and I don't have the brain capacity to figure out how to invent a way. But every once in a while, I just lay back and stare at the wall and think, wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that just be so neat? I would have it like you could buy adventure gear, but like a super special adventure gear. So you'd have your hugs saved up, and then you'd be like, I have a job interview today, so I want to redeem the ultra immaculate kaleidoscope outfit that impresses everyone you run across and gives you plus 30 charisma. Yeah. But so far, if anyone's invented a way they've not said. It's like they're answering each other. It's actually super neat. I can make cricket noises, kind of, or cicadas, or frogs, or whatever those bugs are that make nice noises at night. This is a leaf. It was in my drawer. It's yellow. Oh, I know what it's from. It's an ivy leaf. It's from my ivy plant. Which means there's plenty more where that came from. Except all of them are alive right now. But eventually, there'll be a nice crispy one to harvest. I'm partial to crispy, crunchy noises. I did a short with marshmallows, squishy marshmallows, and I like the noise, but I did not like the feel. They were so sticky by the end, and then I forgot to leave the door open, so I had to touch the doorknob. And I was like, thank goodness I didn't accidentally touch the microphone with it, because it basically melted in my hands. Mind you, they're like 2-year-old marshmallows. So, and they're still good in hot chocolate. I don't know how long marshmallows last, but they're lasting and lasting. I almost sneezed. This is a cardboard tag. It's got nothing on it, so of course I collected it. It's like very solid, very smooth. It's not ruffly like a box of cardboard is. It's thicker than cardstock, but thinner than a box. But it's brown paper bag covered. Colored, not covered. Could you imagine covering up all the tags you have with little brown paper bag covers like you have to do for school books? Not that I have tags on anything, actually. I think one of the first things that I do when I get something is immediately remove the tag, especially if it's a plushie. I know sometimes people collect them, so they leave the tags on, but I just hug them a lot. Yeah, they're still school books. There's also tablets and computers at nice schools. So it depends really on your teacher and how kind they are and how much homework they give you from books. I only have 2 plushies that still have their tags. Oh, yeah, exactly. So, like, if you have collector ones, you leave the tags, but if you have huggable ones, tag has got to go. My dog takes the tags out of the inside of anything he finds them on. So, say I have a tag on the inside of a sweater, and the sweater is inside out, and he sees it, he will gently and precisely remove the tag. He's done that since he was a puppy, and it's very convenient. Yeah, same. Especially, like, the amount of times I've missed one and had a tag, and then for some reason been, like, super embarrassed that I had a tag on my clothes. Like, why? I don't know. I've also worn stuff inside out a lot, because I'm disorderly like that. Are the screen printed ones the silky ones that have like a nice logo on them but they're not scratchy? Yeah. Exactly. Tag surgery. My sister's dog carefully and surgically removes squeakers. And I got the tag remover dog. Together, they opened up a hospital for plushies. When my little quiet dog was little, he used to chew any hard pieces off of plushies, so eyes, noses, that kind of thing. Sad. I have a lot of eyeless plushies. Well, they're in my room, like in storage. I don't have them anymore, so to speak. They're like, you know how you can get those toys that are supposed to be indestructible? My dog can destroy those. He's done it twice before. They look like Labubu things? No, Labubus have eyes. I don't know what I would describe them as, because what I did was I took buttons and put buttons where the eyes were, and then put them up high. In my old room, I have 3. Oh gosh, I'm blanking out. Webkins. 3 Webkins, and they all have their eyes, but I also have like a stuffed gray dog that I don't even know what kind of stuffy it is, but it is missing its eyes and its nose. And then I also have like a white teddy bear that's missing one eye, I think. So you're the other mother from Coraline? No. That movie is so scary and so good. Definitely no. I just felt bad because it wasn't just that the eyes were missing, there were holes and stuffing was coming out. And so my dog would pull the stuffing out. Technically, these stuffed animals were his, but I adopted them after he did that to them. Oh, I want to read the book. I love the books to things, and I keep forgetting that Coraline has a book. Oh my gosh, Nunu, that makes me so happy. I was thinking about that the other day, how, um, like, I wonder if your brain moves really fast and that's why you can, like, see more of, like, the twitchiness of an animation or something. I was just curious about it. Because they never look really smooth to me, but they don't look like how. What is that kind of spider that's like gray and fuzzy? That like moves so fast it looks like it blinks? I was just thinking, like the speeds people can notice stuff with their eyes can like affect how they feel about things. Oh, it's so much scarier that it's not even PG anymore. I never heard of them. That is so interesting. I may have watched Kubo and the Two Strings during quarantine if I'm thinking of the right movie, but I don't know. And now I don't remember anything about it other than the name. And maybe like a character that was like orange tinted or something. I love claymation. I was thinking it'd be so fun to make like a little scuffy intro that's claymation that just plays right before stream starts. And I was like, that'd be such a cool dream come true. But it would be so scuffy because I only have air dry clay, like paper clay. And maybe I could make wire armatures. Thank you, Firewolves, for the follow so much. And then I was thinking, like, it'd be fun to paint that and have it, like, just present on a shelf. Oh, that's exciting that they still make movies, too. I liked Paranorman a lot. It was sad, but it was really good. Oh, I didn't see Missing Link. I just watched Dream On. I really liked it. It's not the same studio, but it was a Netflix movie. It was really good. It was like a brother and a sister that were kind of like opposites of each other, and they had to work together to navigate the dream world. Oh, they worked on Corpse Bride too. That's interesting. So they kind of like collabed with a very similar style of studio. I didn't know, and I didn't really give it much thought, but I kind of thought it was all like Tim Burton stuff. Their next movie is coming out next year and it's called Wildwood. I like the sound of that. I hope it's fairies, but scary ones. Corpse Bride has such good music. Like, it's just really hauntingly beautiful. Honestly, same with Nightmare Before Christmas. Trying to think of other little claymation musicals that I loved. Basically, if it's not too scary, but it's just kind of spooky, I want to watch it. Sweeney Todd scared me, I'm not gonna lie. I watched it once and I was like... But I have this whole thing about people eating people, but it's just not my favorite thing to even think about at all. Yeah, I wish, for my sake, Thought it was a whole different subject matter in a less haunted world. Change the entire play and the entire movie, please, so I can enjoy it more. Have you ever watched, The Secret of the Cows? I think that movie is like my first experience of ASMR without realizing it was ASMR-ish. But like, every time Ashlyn is like whispering or like just being like weird and spooky, I love that movie so much. The subject is one of your favorite games? No. No. I mean, I do love the forest. I try not to think about it. I'm like, it's the bad guys, but in Sweeney Todd, they're not exactly the good guys, but they're kind of like the heroes of the movie. Maybe that's the difference. Although, I would not watch a forest movie. I think that would be too much for me. Me and my sisters just made it kind of silly, if I'm being honest. Laika holds a record from Kubo for the largest stop-motion character. How big was it? That's so interesting. I know too that it's not stop motion, but all of their puppets from the Dark Crystal, they had like people inside of them, or like two people operating them from behind platforms. It's just so interesting the stuff people make. The plot follows Prue McCreel. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, and for this stretch. I'm gonna sip, stretch, sip. It was 2 stories tall. Oh my gosh. I literally thought you were gonna say that it was like the size of a person. Wow. If you could own a Muppet, the original, which one would you want? Well, if by own you mean have one live next door and occasionally hang out with me, I think that I would want Kermit. It just seems so chill. But the other ones kind of intimidate me, if I'm being honest. I'm sure there's some I'm not thinking about, but when I think of like the regular Muppets from the Muppet Show, they're all very intense. It's 16 to 18 feet tall and weighs 400 pounds with a wingspan of 23 feet. Wow. You would want the 2 old dudes. Iconic. I like how you wouldn't separate them too. I think that's important. Statler and Waldorf, I think their names are. I keep restarting watching The Muppet Show. Like, I think I've watched the first season of it like 4 times, but I always forget, and then I'm like, I don't really remember who the guests were, and then when they come on, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember, and then I fall asleep to it because I've watched it already, and then I forget that I was working my way through The Muppets, so I've never been further than the first season, like, ever. And I've been watching The Muppet Show since quarantine. I get Miss Piggy, then put her in therapy. Yeah. I like that. Could you imagine Miss Piggy completely, like, in control of her temper and in control of, like, basically she'd be in control of the universe, I think you would make the next president. She could do anything if she wasn't angry so much. Thank you, thank you. Have a super good rest of your night. Have good sleep and good dreams. Yeah, I think she'd be absolutely unstoppable if she didn't have so much energy wasted on trying to control other people. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. What if she played the drums? What would Animal do? Yeah. Great minds think alike. If Animal wasn't busy on the drums, oh my goodness. All chaos. What? He doesn't know where his mama is? That's so sad. Okay, put Miss Piggy on the drums. Let's help Animal find his mama. I'd be curious to meet her. Ido, which one would you take? Which Muppet? They're your roommate. They have a bus? Is it Muppet-sized? Or is it person-sized? For a roommate? Yeah. You can't just take the Muppet body, you need the soul too. Not really. For iconic vehicles, I can remember the car from Supernatural and the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. I was watching people play The Long Drive, I think it was, and they made their cars the color of the Mystery Mobile or the Mystery Machine. The Electric Mayhem. I thought that was the name of the band. That Dr. Teeth's Electric Mayhem. My mom loves Columbo. What's the iconic car in that? I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting, but I don't know those ones. 1959 I don't know how to say that. Cabriolet? Peugeot? Don't try, it's French. Okay. I didn't know that French cars existed. Posted in Discord media links. That's awesome. Is the picture like you can tour it? Like it exists still? Wait. Citroen Renault? I don't know that. Oh, I forgot I was reading a story to us. I'm gonna have to finish it another day though, because there's so much left of it. It's like 4 more pages of the guy writing the letter. He goes into vivid description of what it looks like because while the guy's steering the ship, he's in the wheelhouse. He's standing back and he's observing and like committing it all to memory. So it's really interesting because I firmly believe this story is true. And the reason why is because the captain saw it too, because he woke him up and it was in the ship's log. And if you falsify a ship's log in the 1900s, even maybe today, it's like a really big deal. Like that's not something people do for no reason. Not even knowing they exist, that's evil? Well, to be fair, I don't know a lot about cars at all. I don't think I've ever seen those, but I might have, and then just didn't realize it. I know Lamborghini is like an Italian car, and there are a lot of Japanese cars, and there are some American cars, and that's all I know. Oh wait, there's German cars too, Volkswagens, but that's all I know. I'm not a car person, like at all. Thank you for the mushy moment cost comfort. We don't really get French cars here in the US. Oh, what are the Korean cars? I might know those too, but just not realize. I really don't pay a lot of attention to cars. They kind of all look the same to me because I don't pay attention to them and their details. Hyundai, Kia, and Lexus, they're Korean cars? Okay. I know those names, but I wouldn't be able to like identify them if they didn't have their symbols or like names written on the back of them. It's really a shame because my dad's really into cars, and I'm just like, yeah, he would know, but I don't know. Hyundai. My mom had one and I hated it. What was bad about it? It was a mean car. It did mean things. It had the doors on the ceiling and the locks on the floor. It had an engine. No one knew how it worked. That's what cars are for. As you can tell, I don't remember how the NSP song goes about cars. I would remember if I heard the music, but I don't have it in my brain right now. I think my brain files things like mysteriously. That's interesting that we would have cars from another country, and then would it be like more tariffs? All I know is I know so little about so many things. I'm always trying to learn, but it's like weird to think that you could learn every second of every day and you still couldn't learn everything. So weird. No, 2 minutes till ad. Okay, I will be right back in 3 minutes after I run this little ad break. BRB.
So when we crash, I shut my eyes tight. I'm gonna stay up all night, all night, all I've been a misfit since I was 11. I hated school so much that I wished for heaven. If school wasn't real, well, I didn't want it. I was insecure and subsequently haunted. An adoptive daydream let me arrive. Let's drop off somewhere and forget about time. Forget about time. Forget about time. I know that we're gonna make the world better. And when we're done, our hearts will balance the feather. I took so much inside.
I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. I saw a Cybertruck in the wild too. I like the idea of things looking different, but that's all I'm gonna say. Dagger Hard Dice Rolling ASMR. I really need to do that. I brought my dice into the other room and don't have a single one at my desk. I'm gonna write that down. Dagger Heart Dice Rolling ASMR. I don't know a lot about cars at all, but I feel like it seems wise to have a hybrid so you can do either or depending on what's available to you. My mom doesn't like the new cars either, and she's like, and I'm glad, because then I can keep my car as it is. A stream GM? Is that like everybody plays some sort of campaign and I'm the GM slash DM of it? I'm really interested in that idea. It's hard for me to do like math and logistics, but I feel like I'd have a lot of fun with the imagination part. So if it was a silly game, and there was a simple way to do it, I would have so much fun. Yeah, I like that. That's a really fun idea. I kind of tried to do that for my curated ASMRs on YouTube. I kind of make up a scenario and then roleplay as if the listener is my buddy and we're in some sort of... Sometimes I'm a wizard, sometimes I'm an apothecary or a weird mushroom in the woods. But it'd be even more fun live with dice rolling, because I love dice rolling, and there's actually a widget that you can get that will let people roll on stream with a command, like how we do the food redeem. Oh my god. Speaking of the food redeem, I think it has a noise to it. I'm gonna have to figure all this out tomorrow, I think. Not super complicated, but a percentage. Ooh, I would love to do that. I love this setting for Vampire the Masquerade, but not the game mechanics. I feel like that about so many games. Like, I love the look of them, and I love the beginning of them, and then they get tangly, and I don't finish them. I would love to do the describing part. That would be so fun. Even if it was like the most scuffiest thing to start, we could really develop something silly and fun. Oh, I didn't even think about if it got real intense. I feel like the way that I would like to do it would be like, this session lasts for 10 minutes, and then you do something else, and then you do a little bit more adventure for 10 minutes, and then you do something else. So it's not like completely immersive, but it's more silly casual. I think that would be a good stream format. Oh no, my drink is out of reach. No, I reached it. Drink switch. That was such a big gulp. Sleepy time ASMR. You enter a clearing. There are 3 beds. One of them is too soft. One of them is too medium. One of them is too hard. Are you ever satisfied? Roll a d6 to find out which one you settle on. And then when you do, a monster comes out from under the bed. Oh, a Discord night could be really, really fun. There's 2 crickets in my room and they are singing to each other. There's 2 crickets loose in my room and they are singing to each other. They don't know that they're putting on a show, but I hear every chirp of their cricket song tonight. There are crickets in my room, singing songs about my doom, but I just fall asleep anyway. It's so weird, because this is so much later than usual for me. I feel like I'm like half in a dream and half out. But it's a good dream, so it's all good. And I am like ultra relaxed. the name of the game for me this year is make sure that my nervous system is 100% regulated as often as it can be, because I think that that's the ticket to not getting sick all the time. And it's been working so far. I feel much better from the whole issue of the long COVID. My throat is doing much better. It doesn't hurt right now. It's a little raspy, but we are at 9:25 and I've been talking to my dogs a lot of the day. And I've been talking for 4 hours and, well, not 4 hours, 3, but over 3. And I'm not suffering. And it's such a happy thing, because I miss nice, cozy, long streams and just settling in. No. How are you? Happy Tuesday. How are things going? Thank you for the head pat. Oh yeah, let's go. That's perfect. It's a sleepover. Do you remember the DBD Huntress humming? I don't, but I need to learn that, because I think that's probably the most iconic humming in the entire world of Twitch right now. Maybe the entire world, just in general. It would be fun to be able to join in the melody maybe harmonize to it, and not think about how scary the Huntress is. It was very fun to play her in a casual DBD game with friends. But those creatures and storylines are so scary. And also a little sad, which makes them even scarier. But I still would like to do some Hunter's humming because it's really pretty, and unhauntify it by having it happen here in a nice, cozy room. What does IIRC mean? I feel like I know, but I don't remember. Oh, if I recall correctly, I knew that. For some reason, my brain was like thinking it was like LLC, and I was like, trademark. Oh, I've seen Idol do that before. It's iconic. I have a little mushroom, but it's also a magnet. And it was magnetized to scissors in my drawer. And it came out of the drawer with scissors connected to it, like a crab with a knife. Very cute, very dangerous. just making crinkle noises and kind of campfirey cricket noises, but it's actually just a dog toothbrush. That's what I feel like. It reminds me of camping too. I wasn't ever in any kind of scouts, but I camped all the time. Just in my way backyard in the forest. That must be why I like crinkle noises, because they sound like the campfire. Yeah, and like the way your face would get all hot from watching the fire. It was just like ultra relaxing. Anything close to the fire really, but I felt it the most on my face. Oh my gosh, let's go! It's camping time! Right now I live way too close to other houses to just randomly go camping, so this is as close as I can get. Otherwise, it's just going to be weird. I feel like that would be me too. I really think kids are neat, but they're stressful. Especially in a large number. So 5 weeks of so many little kids could work. I feel like I bleed energy way too much. And yeah, I would be a shriveled husk by the end. Which, if it would save and make kids' lives better, I would do it. But I also don't want to. I want to just chill. Thank you so much for the follow. No, I haven't. Is it a ghost story? Oh, no. I've been wanting to read Lovecraft just because it is what it is for the time. But I would love to read that kind of stuff too. Did Lovecraft come up with Cthulhu, or was it something before Lovecraft? Oh. So maybe it was like his favorite book. Okay, no worries. Oh, 1895. I used to read a lot of books that I think were from the 1880s when I was little. I am falling asleep. I think I better find someone to read before you all hear me fall out of my chair. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had such a good time. I feel really super relaxed, and if I could stay in my chair, I'd let you listen to me snore, but I definitely would fall out of it. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow, definitely Thursday. Thank you for hanging out. Bye. Let's drive off somewhere and forget about time. Forget about time. Forget about time.
see. It took forever to understand me. Emotional lives on edge. That's just the way I process and veg. 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 Maladaptive daydream will let me on my. Let's drop off somewhere and forget about time. Forget about time. Forget about time.